Shalom. Once again, we're on these highways and these byways bringing out this gospel. So before we get started, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, dost. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, to the Akim and Aqua, listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom. And I guess, this is the year turn up. As Pastor Lord, I'm going this year. And I'm gonna sing my favorite song. The year turning up, so we're gonna turn up, so we might as well sing our favorite song. So, and having said that, let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Verse 10 is the point. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's what the saints will be, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans who are out here on the highways and the byways pushing this gospel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, who are telling the so-called Negro in America, Babylon the Great, the so-called Latino and Hispanic in America, that they are the biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Telling Esau what is his pending prophecy, what is his end going to be. Declaring his end. Matter of fact, let's go to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to come right back to Revelation. Now, matter of fact, we're going to continue in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Verse 12, and we know that for Esau Edom, and his beast system. And he exercised all power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wounds were healed. And we know his deadly wounds were healed. Why? And that's why he came back with Esau Edom, when he came back, out of that 1,000-year bondage, Now we're looking at the manifestation of that 1,000-year bondage that he had served and what he done to conquer all the earth. He went to and fro throughout the earth conquering, and that's what that devil done. And we know that devil to be the physical counterpart to the spiritual demon Satan, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man on the earth today. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And that fire that came down from the heaven on the sight of men, that was when he first bombed Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Japan. That's that fire that he's talking about. He's talking about those the first introduction to the thermonuclear missiles, the atom bomb, so to speak. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth. He deceived you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he deceived the whole earth. Why? With his spiritual witchcraft, his media, his philosophy, his wine. That's why you often hear that word, the drink of the wine of the wrath of the fornication of that great whore. It's talking about America, Babylon the Great, his philosophy. Again, verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had caused to do in the sight of the beast, saying of them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And Esau Edom, he was given that sword by our forefather Isaac. He gave, he blessed Esau Edom, so-called white man, with that sword, which is the modern day weapon. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as he would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And we know that, and we know it's the image of the beast. We're talking about this philosophy, and we're talking about Babylon the Great, this beast system. But it's also talking about he gave image over the beast, which is Caesar Borgia. He gave image over that white man, that devil, that you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, that y'all bow down to, that you seen over there in Israel just on Easter, that you seen they had a white replica of Jesus laying down, a white Jesus laying down, and those Africans or whoever they were, they was over there bowing down, crying and screaming, and they was, I mean, they was just worshiping that beast, man. Again, at verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image, and he gave power to the image of Caesar Borgia on this planet Earth. And the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Now we're talking about that M-O to the T to the B, which is the C-H-I-P, you know, which is now, this technology is coming, that now that they're going to make you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all going to get in those big chipping lines, and y'all going to go give y'all going to pledge y'all allegiance. Y'all going to take that all, and y'all going to pledge y'all allegiance to the beast. Y'all gonna pledge y'all allegiance to that beast system, and that beast system is gonna be vast. It's gonna be very vast. But the Most High said that when they are about to fill their bellies, that He will come down and He will destroy them. So that's the beautiful thing about the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. His word will never return unto us void. But this is a future prophecy. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. And we know that number of the name is 666. We know that number is 666. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast and the number of his name. Verse 18, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and the number is 666. And I told you it was 666. This is our song. Let me turn up my jam. And my jam is these holy scriptures. And you know, you often hear Jake or Eve, they often talking about, that's my jam right there. But when we tell y'all this is our jam, and Salakia, and we come out here and tell you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that we have the true understanding of wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the true understanding of the holy word, the holy scriptures, that y'all scoff at that. Y'all mock that. Don't nobody have the true understanding of the Bible. That's what your pastor gonna tell you. That's what your wives gonna tell you, especially if they Christians. They gonna tell you don't nobody understand the Bible. Your pastor gonna tell you don't nobody. The book of Revelation hasn't been revealed yet. But this technology is going out. This MO to the T to the B technology is all over the world. It started in Sweden, now it's up in Detroit. It's all around the world. Just open up your eyes, and we know Jake and Eve don't want to open up their eyes. They don't want to receive this truth. They want to bury their head under the sand, so to speak. Why? Because they don't want to know. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. But we're telling you that these prophecies are popping off. We're telling you, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's time to start calling on the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. We singing our jam to y'all, but y'all reject that jam. The Most High told us that we would go out here and speak into this people. Said, but they would not hear you. Let's get that. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. And some of these scriptures are gonna be repetitive. But you have to be repetitive to talk to you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, because y'all are hard-headed, you're stiff-necked, and the only thing y'all can understand is you have to be repetitive. Go to, what's that, Ezekiel 9. That's my Salaki, Ezekiel 36. I'm tripping. The book of Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 1. Also the Son of Man prophesied to the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. So the Most High told us to prophesy to the mountains of Israel. And the mountains of Israel start with Judah, the southern kingdom, then the northern kingdom. You know, the mountains. Thus saith the Most High power, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. So they even have the ancient high places, you know, Which, you know, again, that when they brought us over here, this transatlantic slave trade, we know that they was talking about the Babylonian, but now we're talking about this Egyptian, the spiritual Egypt. We're gonna jump down. Talking about, I had to go to verse 30, it's Ezekiel 37. So like, we're still talking about the mountains of Israel. Ezekiel 37:1, you know, that was lucky on my part. And the hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. And this valley is full of bones, man. We have to keep coming back at this because y'all are full of bones. Y'all are full of dry bones, man. Verse 2, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley. And lo, they were very dry. And we are very dry. I think I just did it not a couple weeks ago. But now we got to keep pulling it back, man. This is my favorite song, so I'm going to keep singing it. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Most High Power, thou knowest. And he said, thou knowest if these dry bones can live. But we know that these dry bones can live because men and women are waking up around the world, you know, at an alarming rate. So he know that these dry bones can live. And again he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the words of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh. And we hearing the words of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, through the four corners of the earth. We hearing this word. We hearing this my favorite song, my jam. We hearing this jam. Verse 5, thus saith the Most High Power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And he causing breath to enter into us, and we should live. Matter of fact, let's prove to the Most High is causing breath to enter into you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you living. You know, you can see because this spiritual awakening is taking place here in Babylon the Great, where it said that the Most High said he would build a tabernacle of David right before our enemies' eyes. But we're going to go to the book of Zechariah. Let's go to the book of Zechariah. I think it's 12:1. Book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verse 1. It said, the burden of the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, for Israel, saith the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, which stretches forth the heavens and layeth the foundation of the earth and formeth the spirit of man within him. So the Most High, he formed the spirit of a man within him. It means that he'll lay a foundation within your spirit, man, where you'll be able to speak these words. That's why I'm reading out of Ezekiel 37 chapter right now. So the Most High, he gave us this spirit to come out here through these highways and these byways to tell you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that y'all are the biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of, telling y'all that y'all should be repentant in this time, telling y'all that you got death and destruction is about to come upon the planet Earth. But y'all refuse to adhere to the words of the prophets. Why? Because y'all rejected the Lord, you know, 2,500 years ago. So it's even right that y'all rejected and his appointed arrival this very day. Let's go back to Ezekiel 37. I think we was at 5. Verse 6. He said, and I will lay sinew upon you and bring up flesh upon you and cover you with skin and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, that he's the Most High. You're going to know this. Why? Because he's putting these words in us. He's put this spirit in us, man. Verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and I prophesied there was a noise, and behold, the shaking and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And that's what you see right now taking place on the planet Earth. Our bones are shaking and they're coming together, bone to his bone. And whose bone? The Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, we're coming together. You know, we're speaking his words. We're not speaking our words when we come out here on these highways and byways. We're speaking his words. And how are we speaking his words? We're using the signs of the times. You know, we're using the news, you know, to speak his words. Because his prophecy, how can you get his prophecy if you don't look at the news and see what's going on in the world? He said there'll be a time where you're going to be able to, a man will put a M to the O to the B to the CHIP into his right hand or his forehead, that he might not buy or sell. They telling you that this digital age is coming by, the fourth revolution. They're telling you this, that it's going to be a digital revolution. It's going to be where no longer you'll be able to use that FRN, the Federal Reserve notes. That cash will be obsolete. That you can only be able to buy or sell if you had that M to the I, that CHIP, the M to the O to the T to the B. We're telling you these things. That fourth industrial revolution that Esau Edom is bringing about. Telling you guys, how do we know? We take the news and we filter it through the signs of the time that's going on with the Holy Scriptures. But 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all want to bury y'all heads in the sand. Y'all don't want to hear this word. The Most High said that he going to bring us bone to his bone. And if you're not receiving this gospel, if you can't understand this gospel, then it's the chances are that you're going to be 2/3. You're a part of that 2/3. But I know many of y'all gonna say, not my God, you know, especially the Christian church, not my God, not good old Jesus the Christ. He's coming to bring peace. He's coming to bring out cookies and cream to everybody. That's what 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially Christians, think, that he's coming to give good old cookies and cream to everybody. But the God of the Bible, he's coming to bring death and destruction. He's coming to deliver the hopeful elect out of this God-forsaken place. Verse 7, so I prophesied as I commanded. And that's why you see the men of the Lord, they out here, they are prophesied as they are commanded. Because why? We came together bone to his bone. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking. Bone came together, bone to his bone. That's what we just said. Bone to his bone. Because why? We're speaking his words, not our words. The pastor is speaking his own words. He's not speaking the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, because therefore he don't even go into the scriptures. What he'll do is read one verse out of the Bible and then close it up, and then he go on a long tangent. As you can see, I'm going precept by precept by precept. Verse 8, and when I beheld, lo, a sinew in the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. And that's what he's saying, you know, there was no breath. And many 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Americans, there's no breath in y'all right now. He gave you sinew, he gave you the skin, but y'all don't have that breath. Verse 9, then said unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith the Most High power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. How can you breathe upon the dead if they may live? He's talking about spiritually being dead. And 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all are spiritually dead. You know, he ain't talking about he breathing on the dead and y'all gonna live. He's talking about those of you amongst Israel that are spiritually dead. You're walking, you physically, you have a body, you can talk, you can see, you can eat, you can do all those functions, but nevertheless, you are dead. But why? Because you were without the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. And that's point blank, period. Again, verse 9, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith the Most High power, come from the four winds, east, north, north, south, east, west, and breathe upon the slain that they may live. You can't breathe upon the slain and he live. If someone is dead and they slain, I can't breathe on them and they can live. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh have the power to do that, but right now, in this case, he's talking about those that are spiritually dead. Verse 10, Ezekiel 37:10, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came unto them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. So the Most High, that's what you see, an exceeding great army standing upon their feet right now. The men of the Lord that are calling upon the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Let's get a precept for that. Book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 11. It's saying after 3 days and a half, spirit of life from the power entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon all which saw them. And great fear is fallen upon Esau, Edom, Idumea, when they see us out here on these highways and the byways, when they hear these lessons going out on these internet. That's why they always, on the internet, on YouTube, they always cutting brothers' chapters, channels. Why? Because they don't want this truth. Now, if we was out there talking about women's ass and all of this, they'll leave that alone. But when you come talking about this spirit and the word of the power, Yahweh Shem Shah, they gonna cut that. They gonna tell brothers they preaching hate speech. But if we was talking about booty, if we were talking about whores and all of that, they'll let that go. All that's good. You were talking about the LGBT community, saying that a man want to go put on him some pumps or some heels, and he want to put on a bra. They'll leave that. All that is good. Why? Because we in spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah as well. Why? Because everything go here in Babylon the Great. If y'all just can't get that through y'all thick skull right now, everything go here in Babylon the Great. And we stood upon our feet 3.5 years. Well, over 350 years, now we stand upon our feet. The 3 days, 3.5 days. Let's go back to Ezekiel chapter 37. We're at 10. Now, this is great army. And Esau Edom, he's scared of this army because this is not a physical army. We don't have no guns. We don't have no weapons. The only weapon we have is this sword right here, which is the Holy Bible. And this electronic one, yes. We have the electronic sword. That's what they scared of. That's what they're intimidated by. That's what they know is going to bring down their kingdom. We don't need a weapon, man. The weapon of our warfare is not carnal. We don't need that, man. We use this Bible right here. This electronic Bible that I'm reading. That's the only weapon that you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans need. When y'all going out here, y'all going to buy all this ammo because y'all know the Jacob's trouble is coming. Y'all can sense it. Y'all don't know what it's called. Y'all can sense that something bad is about to take place. Y'all don't know what it is. The men of the Lord telling you it's Jacob's trouble. So y'all are running to buying out all the ammo and y'all buying all the weapons along with Esau Edom. Y'all don't need those weapons. You don't need no weapon. Trust me, you don't need a gun. The most powerful gun you can ever have is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. And when you have the wisdom, knowledge of the Holy Scriptures, and you start calling upon the name of the Lord Yahweh, he said, vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. So we don't have to go out here and exact vengeance on anyone. The Lord going to do our work for us. Then He's going to give us spiritual powers. This is my jam. I'm going to sing my jam. Y'all can sing y'all jam, y'all latest rap songs and all that. I'm going to sing this. My jam is the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem. I'm turning up my jam. And it's going to be the same song. Because you know, again, I said it earlier, you know, you Negro, Latinos, and that's my jam. Y'all got that one jam. Boy, y'all got y'all favorite jam. Y'all got y'all favorite food. Y'all got y'all favorite everything. But this right here, this is my jam right here. This is the men of the Lord. This is our favorite jam. Verse 12, Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 12. It says, therefore prophesy, saying to them, thus saith the Most High Power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. And we know this is the valley of the shadow of death. That's why he said in an open valley they were dry bones. Let's go to the Psalms, the 23rd chapter. We can't read Ezekiel 37 without going to Psalms 23. We're going to read it all, ain't but six verses. This is a Psalm of David. He said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. And we're in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. For the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Because we know you can't get righteousness out of the name of JC. We know you can't get righteousness out of Buddha. You know, we know you can't get righteousness out of Allah. You're not going to get righteousness out of any of those names. There's only about one name under heaven that every tongue will confess and every knee will bow to, and that's the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah. Verse 4, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And who walk through the valley of the shadow of death more than you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans here in Babylon the Great? Who walk through the valley of the shadow of death more than you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans in the valley of the shadow of death here, which is America, Babylon the Great? You just had this one instance where the troopers down there in Georgia somewhere, they stopped the bus of the lacrosse team or the soccer team, one of them, and then they went in there asking them if they had the girl. It was all girls lacrosse team. And Esau Edom, you know why? Because he gonna have that perpetual hatred towards you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. He went on there, they stopped the man for saying improper lane change, and then it turned into they wanted to search the whole bus for drugs. The whole bus for drugs. Telling the little girls, if y'all got something, y'all need to pull it out now. Talking about drugs. But that's what Esau do. When Esau see you Negro, Latinos, and Native American, why? Because you're in the valley of the shadow of death. He always thinking like, yo, something's going wrong. Now, this nigga is the one that don't put everything, drugs and everything in our community, and then they want to hold you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to a whole different standard. They put the drugs in your community, they put guns in your communities, they kill you in your community, and then they want to try to hold you to a whole different standard, a whole different standard. But that's what the devil do. That's what the devil do. But many of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all will say, oh, well, they just doing their job. No, they not doing their job. What they doing, they was racial profiling everybody on that bus. Because if it was a bus full of white people, they wouldn't have fucking even thought about trying to search that bus for no drugs and no contraband. Why? Because we're in the valley of the shadow of death. King David was singing this song for us, man. Verse 5, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemy. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah forever. And we're trying to dwell in the house of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. We know 2/3 you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all don't want that house. Y'all want this house. Y'all want this. Y'all want to stay in this spiritual wickedness. This is what y'all see as being righteous here on the planet Earth. And there's nothing righteous about this place. And I have to keep singing that same song. You know, you had that, the bootleg, and I'm going to say it every lesson until Hamashiach Yahweh Shah come. You had that bootleg, they was on stage singing, we shall overcome in 2022. In 2022, you had your bootleg, your so-called black pastors and your black musicians and all them, they singing, we shall overcome in 2022. How the hell you gonna overcome in this wicked place? Now you got Esau running around looking over here like, what is he talking about? Why he's dressed like that? That's the wickedness that we're talking about. That's what I'm telling you in the valley of the shadow of death. And King David was singing that Psalms for us. So we'll recognize where we at. We even had one instance, video just this weekend. Why? Because we're in the valley of the shadow of death. We are under oppression of our enemies, where they had that one little Jake lady, they pulled her out, and one of the little training officers, he groped the lady crotch. Why? He trying to fill the lady up. Why? Because he a natural born damn predator. He a natural born predator, and his training officer had to step in and told him like, no, you got to use the back of your hand. That devil knew he was trained in the academy. He knew he got to use the back of his hand when he patting down a woman if there's no other woman officer around. But that Jake, but that Edomite knew. He was like, man, let me fill up her crotch, man. Let me touch up her own breast. Because he just got in his natural instinct kicked in. But our women love that devil. Our women love that devil. Again, this is the valley of the shadow of death. This is this valley of the dry bones that the Most High was speaking of in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Let's get back to it. Ezekiel chapter 37. Where I stopped at? 14. No, I stop at 13. And you should know that I am the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. So the Most High say, open up our graves. What? He said, he's bringing and giving us the spirit so that we can open up. He says, the valley of the dry bones. This is the valley of the dry bones. Verse 14. I shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live, and I shall place you in your own land, and you shall know that I am the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He's going to put us in our own land. He's going to put us in our own land. Why? This is my jam. If you don't like my jam, you can tune out. You can get out of my video, out my channel, because this is my jam. This is my jam to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Now, you Negro Latinos in Native America, y'all got to find y'all jam. And we know y'all jam is a bunch of folly. But now, it's time for you to start finding that righteous jam. Start finding that word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, so you can hear that smooth sound. Hear that smooth sound. Verse 15. And the word of the Most High Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, son of man, verse 16, moreover, son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it. That's when you see a lot of brothers have that sign. I don't have a sign. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to get me a sign. It's been too long I ain't had a sign. He said, verse 15, verse 16, and take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companions, and take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, and the stick of Ephraim for all the house of Israel, his companions. And that's why you see brothers, they got them the sign posted out here telling you that Judah would be you Negro Latino. It said Judah would be you Judah, Benjamin, and Levi would be the sons of Judah. And then you got this northern kingdom, which comprised of all the other Latinos in the Hispanic communities, the nation of Israel. I said that wrong. Verse 16, moreover, thou son of man, I just read it, 17, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And we're going to become one people again. We're going to become that one people again. We're going to be coming back to our Father, back to, our forefathers, the sons of Abraham, the sons of Isaac, the sons of Jacob. We're going to be back into his hands. Verse 18, and when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest of these? We're telling y'all. We're telling y'all what y'all nationalities are. We're telling y'all who y'all are biblically. 19, say unto them, thus saith the Most High Power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribe of Israel, his fellows, and will put them in him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. And the stick whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And that's what everybody's looking at. When they come, they be, you get inquisitive. Who is this? That's what me. And when you get inquisitive, you be like, oh man, I'm a Judite, I'm an Issachar, I'm a Mexican, I'm the tribe of Issachar, Simeon, you be like Gad, my family is Native American Indian, you be like Gad, Simeon, and now you're supposed to wake up. Now you're supposed to wake up and start calling on the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 21. Verse 21, it says, and say unto them, thus saith the Most High Power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathens, from all the Edomites, and from all the other nations where he driven us through the four corners of the earth. You can go to Deuteronomy 28:64. He said, I will scatter you through the four corners of the earth, and we will serve our enemy, rough and paraphrase, even wood and stone. Whether they be gone, and I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. And our land ultimately is what? It's Israel, Jerusalem. But we also know that Israel, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. It's a people before it's a place. The Most High, he loved us enough, man, where he had to punish us because we went whoring after other gods that are no gods. But now, the 3.5 days are almost over. The 3.5 days are almost over now. We're waiting for the return of Mashiach Yahushua through a new kingdom, a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Where you're not going to have to worry about, your daughters. You're not going to have no conversations with your sons and your daughters about how they should go out, how they should interact when they confronted by Esau, Edom, and their slave patrol, their police squad. You're not going to have to ask them that. You're not going to have to ask them none of these things. Look at the Edomites. They're going to drive by. They're curious. What are you talking about? You're not going to have to ask them that any longer. Why? Because we're going to be in our own land. We're going to have sovereignty once again. And that's going to be a beautiful time. That's a beautiful time. Let's get there. To show you what the Most High, what he's going to do. Let's go to Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 14. And it says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It shall no more be said that the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Verse 15. It says, but the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their forefathers. The Most High said that he's going to give us, he's going to put us back in the land that he gave to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's going to get us from the four corners of the earth. Verse 15, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their forefathers. He's going to bring us again into the land that he gave unto our forefathers. You should be looking at and praising for that day. You should be begging for that day. That's what we are. We're looking for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. We can never have righteousness when we're at the bottom of the totem pole, when we're the children of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 16, verse 16, it said, behold, I will send many fishers, saith the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and they shall fish them, and afterward I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill out of the holes of the rocks. So he sent them for many fishermen. And wasn't Peter and his brother, weren't they fishermen? They were fishermen. Now he's saying gonna catch men. We catching men right now. We catching men. We trying to save men. Now we can't save men's soul. Only the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua can save your soul. But he sent us to activate those that he already ordained from the foundation of the earth. And that's what we're doing with this gospel. We're trying to activate those that this word gonna resonate with. So we the fishermen, and then we're gonna become the hunters. So he gonna give us, we got a twofold identity. We're gonna be the fishermen, and then we're gonna be the hunters. And he said what? Let's get that. He said the fishermen, and then will I send for hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill out of the holes of the rocks. And if we're talking about the holes of the rocks, now you got these global elites and these 1%ers that make all the money. They buying these bomb shelters in the holes of the rocks. You can go to YouTube and just pull up, look at these bunkers that the rich elite, the global elites, and all these guys are buying. We're going to go into them bunkers, and we're going to pull them out of the bunker. Why? Because most of the global elites, they're going to be the first fruits of the new kingdom. They're going to be the slaves. They're going to be the first slaves in the new kingdom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All praises and honor, glory, and due to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Because we're going to do to them what they done to us. And I know many of you Negro Latinos and Native Americans, y'all going to be like, hey, I don't want Esau to be under me. You know, I love me some Esau. I love Edomites. All of them ain't bad. Okay, that's what you say. But the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said differently. And I think the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans have nothing to do with prophecy. Y'all have absolutely nothing to do with prophecy. Y'all are in y'all lot. Y'all scoffed at the Most High Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, 2,500 years ago, and y'all scoffing at his word today. And many of y'all just don't want his word. Y'all don't want to hear this word in its truth, because in its truth is bitter. And it's bitter, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. What's that? Jeremiah, the 1st chapter? Let's go. Let me get it. I don't want it. Let's get it. Let's see if we pull it up this way. God, it's lucky. I can't find it. I'll put it in no, it's not I put it in the remarks. I put it in remarks. I remember either I'm gonna remember the precept through the Spirit power Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Again, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want to see a new heaven and a new earth, because this earth right here, it fits y'all. It fits your mindset. It fits your character just well. Why? Because everything is wicked, and we know 2/3 of our people, they love wickedness. I'm not looking for wickedness, man. I'm looking for righteousness. I'm looking to join, to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua righteousness. And I know that my little righteousness is that of a filthy rag. That's why you have to repent daily. That's why you have to repent daily. That's all we're telling you. You need to repent. You need to call on the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that he may save our filthy souls. That he may save our filthy souls. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's say Ecclesiastes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Chapter 1. We're going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Why? Because there's nothing new under the sun. Verse Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 9. It said, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is which shall be done. And there's no new thing under the sun. That's why we said 2/3 of y'all 2,500 years ago, y'all rejected the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Now y'all rejected the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and his pending arrival. Y'all rejected him again. And how do y'all reject him? Y'all reject him through the word. Y'all reject him by rejecting the prophets. The Most High said he sent prophets. Every time the Most High wanted a word to go out within Israel, he sent a prophet. He sent Jeremiah. He sent Isaiah. He sent Habakkuk. He sent who else? Amos. He always sent the prophet. And every time he sent the prophet, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all always reject it. That's the beautiful thing. Y'all love to reject. I'm going to reject this. I'm going to reject that. Y'all want to reject. Every time a prophet come on the earth, y'all want to reject the prophets. Why? Because y'all reject the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but y'all accept Esau, Edom, Idumea. Y'all accept his ways. But that's going to be a price to pay when y'all accept his ways. That's a price to pay when y'all accept his ways. Because the Most High said that there's nothing new under the sun. Let's go to Revelation. It's an older but goodie song. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And many of y'all go get in them chipping stations, them chipping lines, and believe you me, y'all took that concoction, y'all gonna take this that chill. Because your pastor's gonna tell y'all, hey, go get in that line and get that chill so you can feed your family. That's what that's gonna be the norm. They're gonna be like, hey, he gonna send Esau gonna get all your athletes. He gonna get Lil LeBron. He gonna football players and your favorite singers, Beyonce and Jay-Z, and they're going to be standing in that line with their chip. They're going to be like, hey, see, I done it. Even Magic Johnson, you know, he going to be, see, I done it. Hey, now you can do it. Why? Because they under that spell. They under that spell. The book of Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, verse 10, Revelation chapter 14 and 10, it said, that same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And that's going to be into the cup of his indignation. Why? Because you say, Esau, I want you to be my God. When y'all going to get that chip, y'all telling Esau, hey, y'all my Lord. Y'all going to pay libation to them. Y'all going to get on y'all knees, and Esau going to be sitting up looking at y'all on the video, because you're going to have that microchip in your hand. He's going to be able to see every movement that you have. He's going to know your blood, your heart rate. He's going to know everything about you. When you're sitting around looking at some TV, he's going to be able to punch in on his TV. Ooh, hey, what you just said? And y'all going to say something stupid. He's going to say, hey, I heard that. Turn off his chip so he can't buy a sale. You know, that's exactly what he wants. Because he want to be like God. Mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And we know we're talking about the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. You can't do nothing but go back to the book of Psalms. Let's go to Psalm 68. Let's go to Psalm 68. The holy angels and the Lamb. What we're at? Psalm 68 and what? 17, it reads, the chariot of the Most High, the chariot of the Most High power of 20,000, even thousands of angels, and the Most High is among them, as in Sinai and the holy places. So when we're talking about Revelation 14, you know, 14:10, you can't go back to, go to Psalm 68, 17 to show you that the angels of the Lord are among with the Lamb, coming at his right. We're telling y'all how the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is coming in a cloud, which is a chariot. I have to tell y'all, this is my song, this is my jam. You don't like my jam, turn off my station. This is my station, bomb and lock. This is my station. You don't like my jam, you might as well go look at some booty shaking. You know, you can go look at a whole bunch of different little things on YouTube. You know, because we know our people love following. Why? You can go to TikTok, you can see plenty of people dancing. You know, you can go do all those things. Because we know our people, our simple-minded. Our people are simple, man. The Most High said he going to pour out his wrath or his indignation without mixture. And how? By them intercontinental ballistic missiles that he going to use to destroy all of America, flatten America, in 1 hour. In 1 hour, he going to destroy this whole place. That's a beautiful thing. He going to destroy this place in 1 hour. 1 hour, the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua going to destroy this whole earth. And there's nothing no one can do about it. So when you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all go out there talking about y'all praying, you can't pray to save. It ain't enough prayer that you can send up that can save America. There's nothing you can do to save America and its future prophecy. There's nothing you can do. You can pray to good old Jesus the Christ. It ain't shit he can do to save this wicked, abominable kingdom. Nothing. Matter of fact, to prove to you that, let's go to the book of Job, chapter 14. Book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5. And the Most High, matter of fact, I should read up, but I'm going to go right to the point. The book of Job, chapter 14 and 5, seeing his days are determined, seeing whose days? Esau, Edom's days are determined. The number of months are with thee, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. There's nothing he can do to save. There's nothing you Negro, Latinos, and they can do. Can pray, y'all can pray, y'all can go out there, and y'all can do all these things, but it's nothing y'all can do. Because the Most High set his bounds that even he can't pass. There's nothing he can do. That's why he's stirring up the kings of the earth. That's why the kings of the earth are starting to hate that great whore. That's why the kings of the earth is starting to hate the great whore, which is America, spoken of in the Bible. And no, it's not going to say America. No, it's not going to say America in the Bible. But your global elites know this. Those are Catholic priests, they know it, but they're not going to say it. They're going to keep pushing that good old Jesus Christ and God loves America all up on y'all. Hey man, this place is kaput. It's finished. Now all you Negro, Latinos, and Native American of the elect, now it's just time for y'all to come back and start calling on the name of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua. This has been my jam. This is my jam. So it's time to repent, because you don't want to get the wrath of the indignation of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You don't want to get his wrath, because his wrath, that means that you're going to have to be born through the loins of another man in the kingdom. That means that you're going to suffer a great destruction, a great death. He flooded the world, and now he's going to send fire upon the world. What are you going to do? Are you going to start repenting? Are you going to start calling on the name of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? No, the ball is in your court. Now you need to find your song. And when you find your song, you need to find your song out of these Holy Bible and the Holy Scriptures. So in closing, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Dash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, and to the Akim and the Akwaf listening and learning. To you I say Shalom.